Gonna bug the hell out of me.
I'm gonna figure it out, Ben, don't worry.
Alright, here we go. In the game, Belcher Vestige is the map. Something we have to say about Demuslim is that he can be an emotional player, right?
Definitely.
Certainly we saw in the round of 16 previously that his head wasn't totally in the game and it affected him a little bit. And so the question always has to be asked when you're looking at Demuslim in a tournament, where is he mentally right now? So if he is on top of his game and in a good place, mentally, he's one of the best players in the world, literally. World class, can compete with anybody.
I agree with you, and I actually think that today might be one of those days where we just see a really good Demuslim. He just came off a disappointing Premier League performance. That's the moment where, there are always some voices out there bashing him, like, oh, Demuslim is not doing anything again. And then Demuslim is always like, I'm gonna show everyone how good I truly am. He's sitting at home, or at least his home in the United States, at his comfortable setup. He won't have any mouse issues. Everything is gonna feel perfect for Demuslim. Then I think that he's on his best, man. When people don't expect him to do well, and he is in the best, possible, not just scenario, but circumstances where he's sitting at home, what he knows best. I think that today, if Alicia wins this, then he's beating the best type of Demuslim.
We're going to see gas first out of Demuslim here. This can be a lot of things. It could be as simple as a Reaper, but that gas timing makes me think that he might in fact be thinking of a factory open. We'll see how it plays out.
Alicia already scouting. Alicia is of course our blue proto spawning on the right bottom side of the map. What's funny as well is that both of these guys are close to our heart when it comes to NASL. Both of them were very successful in the North American Star League. Demuslim making it to the offline playoffs in Season 4, also having a very good record and just barely missing out on making to the finals in Season 3. And in Season 2 Demuslim was part of the offline finals as well. He's gonna go up against Alicia, who was the runner-up of NASL Season 2. Season 3, but then he ran into the unstoppable Elias Satiri.
One of the most one-sided finals we've ever had.
It's so weird, because normally whenever we cast a series, it was always like, can the foreigner do it? Can the foreigner complete the fairy tale story? That weekend, I did not have, not a single moment did I have the feeling that anyone else than Elias was going to win that tournament.
It was totally the same for me, and
like I was actually hoping that the Koreans were taking some maps of him to make it closer.
Can Alicia take a map and make it close? The answer was no, in case you guys are wondering.
When someone beats Hero, when someone beats MC, then, and he's going to go up against Alicia in the final, then you're just hoping that Alicia makes it a close final. Really
cool opening from Demuslim. We've got the Proxy Factory, and that means we're going to see Proxy Starport.
This is going to be like the sickest, quickest Widowmine drop that you could potentially imagine. Maybe a few Hellions after this as well, but probably just 2-3 Widowmines in each base. And if Alicia drops gateways before a robotics facility, which I don't think he will do, but if he would do that,
no, Probe is not
doesn't see anything much. I still think he's gonna drop the robo though.
Yeah, at this point, that probe was looking for a command center, saying, hey, Demuslim, what are you following this up with? And he didn't see one. So, still a robo. And no Stargate either. Okay, there's that robo that we were talking about. Man, Kev, I think it's going to be a little bit too late. We got one Widowmine out.
But then again, it's not the end of the world if it's just 20-30 seconds late, because at the end of the day, Widowmines only shoot once every 40 seconds. A player like Alicia is capable of dealing with that kind of stuff. He will sit one probe on top of the mine and, make sure that it doesn't blow up in 4 or 5 other mines. But when is he going to see this? And if like the Demuslim just flies in with 3 Widowmines, and, well, it's not going to be 3, it's going to be 2. But still, if the Demuslim is able to kill like 5-6 probes, it is worth it. It would be better if it's more than that.
The boost! He used it wrong. Alright, here we go. One very slow medevac making its way.
Oh, and this is actually a very good pylon. Pylon is close to spawning it.
Now, Demuslim is also doing something cool. He's attacking with his bio at the same time. So Alicia, does he see the medevac?
No.
Second Widowmine's going to try to catch the transferring
good
probes.
Shot. Very good shot. There is a photon overcharge in the natural. First mine connected with 4 or 5 probes. Second mine is going to get 2-3 probes as well. That was pretty good for the Demuslim.
Not bad at all. And this observer is going to pop
Oh my god.
up.
And this is not over yet, because I don't think warp gate technology is ready yet. Well, it will be ready real soon, but the Demuslim might be able to pick off a few more probes.
Gates are more warping in right now. Demuslim wants to try and keep that Widowmine alive, but Alicia very intelligently focuses it down.
Still, Alicia losing so much mining time, losing so many probes.
Mine in the natural still alive, Kevin. It is about to fire again. There are 3 probes that could end up melting to it. Widowmine in the natural will shoot.
Another 3.
Takes out 5 total probes.
Wow, I think the Muslim killed like 14 probes. 14.
Good call there. Well done. Mine in the natural should also be cleaned up, will also be cleaned up.
This was absolutely fantastic. Of course, 14 probes is ridiculous. This couldn't really be any better. I mean, the Muslim couldn't have hoped for anything more than this. But above all, he lost so much mining time as well. The Muslim knows everything that is going on. He knows about the 3 gates. He knows about the robotics facility. And boy, oh boy, Alicia, you got your work cut out for you. Because this is a rough position to fight from.
Yeah, these 3 stalkers have no chance of doing any damage. There's a bunker up and there are Marines inside. Great opening for Demuslim. Factory's even going to float through.
He might be able to pick up the medevac. No, he doesn't see it.
Land this factory and build another Widow. Just do it because you can.
One of the sickest things that I'll just never ever forget in the history of StarCraft 2 is the Muslim against X-Lord on Desert Oasis. The Muslim flew over his factory, and that was the time that X-Lord still played Protoss. Yes, he did do that before he played Zerg. And the X-Lord could literally see 95% of the map other than this tiny corner in his own base on Desert Oasis. I'm sure out there's a StarCraft fan somewhere who remembers and who saw that game as well. And like 4 times the Muslim run in 4 Hellions and killed like 10, 15 pros. And X-Lord, like, he saw even parts where units couldn't even idle or anything could be built, like above airspace, like X-Lord. There's no way that the Hellions come from that area. He saw everything other than this tiny corner in his own base on Desert Oasis. I'll never forget that game. It was so funny. We teased X-Lord about it for many, many
We
days.
tease X-Lord about everything that we possibly can, poor guy. Factory is chased
X-Lord is
away.
not all that poor. He's had a lot of, he's had a lot of success in esports.
Yeah, he did take out Stefano after all.
Top 3? He
5
said it. He called it. X-Lord is such a clown. Meanwhile, focusing on the game, we see Blink being researched. It's more than halfway done. How many gates do we have? And do we have some additional gates? No, it's just still the 3 gates. Alicia perhaps is playing it passive right now. He's on 44 probes. The Muslim is in economically superb position. Templar Archive's going down right now. Now kind of on the Forge? For a second I thought he was gonna go aggressive. Now I'm starting to have the feeling he's just getting Blink for defensive purposes. He just doesn't really want to deal with drops. But if he just lets the Muslim take this 3rd base, I don't think he knows about it yet. I don't think he... Yeah, actually he did know about it because of an observer. Then he's going to be so far economically ahead that we get to a certain point in the game where the Muslim can just, you know, stim in and win. He can go up against force fields, he can let his army get cut off in health, and he's still going to trade reasonably well because of superior upgrades and just a vastly superior army. That's a very nice blink there by Alicia. Beautiful blink, picks up that the medevac with a lot of Marines in it. The Muslim realizing right now, okay, there's blink on the map, that's good to know. This was an expensive price to pay for that information, but at least it's just a single medevac with a few Marines in. 3
Terran bases to 2 Protoss bases though, Kevin. I guess Alicia's got no choice here but to... no, never mind, he's going to expand. Dude, I don't know if expanding is the right choice from Alicia, because the Muslim is about to just explode with
yeah, but
so
if he
many
attacks, it's no choice either. It's better to just expand and hope for a couple of miracle storms and that your opponent plays over greedy, but the Muslim is very, very good when he's ahead. And that sounds like a very silly thing to say, because, you know, most players are pretty good when they're ahead. But I really see the Muslim playing TVP and just completely throwing it away, eating massive storms. He's very methodical about his attacks. He knows when his army is just straight up better than Protoss because of what unfolded in the early game, and I think Alicia is gonna have a hard time staying alive. Nice little pick up there, once more a single medevac.
But the Muslim is on the move. He's got Marines, Marauders, and medevacs marching across the map. I don't think he's going to be very successful attacking into the natural, but it's going to be hard for Alicia to defend this 3rd base.
It's going to be hard for Alicia to defend all locations. That's just what it boils down to. He does have a cannon in the main, making it a little easier, but there is a lot of surface area in the main where the Muslim could drop and then he could just stim in. He has 1-1 upgrades as well against maybe...
The Muslim's being so thorough. He's bunkered up in his 3rd base. This little Zealot run by is not going to do anything. He's even blocked it off with some depots so the Zealots can't attack it.
Oh, Nexus is going to take a lot of damage. Might actually fall. That would be an expensive trade-off for the Muslim. He's going to sacrifice most of these bio units.
Hot pickup. Some Marauders get away, and a 3-hit point medevac picks off that Nexus. So I would say that is a worthwhile exchange. He's saying to Alicia, "Hey, buddy, you're gonna stay on 2 bases for a little while longer."
And that's not just the mineral income that matters a lot. That's above all these extractors. Alicia really needs to be on 6 extractors, 6 assimilators. or 6 gas, because he wants to make a lot of high Templars. He needs to get his upgrades going. You don't want to fight with 0-1 upgrades against a 2-2 Terran.
No.
And that's almost what it's starting to look like.
2-2 is, we'll say about 90 seconds away for Demuslim, so a minute and a half until this Terran army is perhaps at its most formidable and its greatest strength. He's going to be 2-2 against a paltry 1-0, like Kevin was talking about. Plus 2 has...
Alright.
No, there is no +2 for Protoss. It's just +1 attack is on the way. Man, Demuslim is going to be in such a strong position.
Yeah, second forge is on the way right now. We can see Alicia. He's already gearing up for what he knows is going to come real soon. Scan goes down. There is an high Templar there. Might be able to drop a good storm.
And a feedback. Man. Everything unloads. So that's going to force Alicia to warp in to defend this. And at the same time, he's got a lot of units. Oh, look at Demuslim being so good. Sending off small groups of units to pick off Templar. Alicia still manages to land some pretty good storms, though. And we'll chase back this portion of the Muslim's army and will defend in his main base. So that's some excellent multitasking out of our Protoss player here.
Above all, perfect decision making in figuring out how much unit or how many units he needs in each location to defend. That's always the hardest thing, because if you underreact in one of the 2 locations, it's going to snowball. This drop is still alive. Photon Overcharge did run out right now, but there are plenty of zealots to clean up the rest.
Slice it to bits. And,
the real worry is, of course, as soon as Ghost join in the mix as well. And there is a Ghost Academy. There's just not a single Ghost yet on the map.
All of that fight was also before 2-2. Now 2-2 is ready. +3 attack on the way for Demuslim. Now he's got the real timing with Protoss still with just 1 armor against a very well upgraded Terran army. And it doesn't look like there's much storm. Maybe a single storm coming out, but it's not going to happen. And Demuslim's going to fight this with everything he has. A good engagement for Alicia, but the upgrades of this Terran army making the Zealots melt very quickly.
But still, Alicia doing a reasonable job. Indeed, that would have gone a lot better if he actually had similar upgrades, but not too bad. I mean, the Archon was soaking up a lot, the Immortal did a lot of damage. The feedbacks are so important. I cannot emphasize enough on how important feedback is.
Demuslim just constantly reinforcing. Those army getting a little bit soft, though. Lots of units in the orange and the red. And once more, Alicia's going to barely hang in there. I'm so impressed with his staying power. Look at the supplies, Kev. 134 to 123, and Demuslim's going to have to retreat. Where's the speed boost? It's on cooldown right now, and a couple of those medevacs will be shot down.
There were not too many stocks to chase it down, though. Beautiful fight, regardless, by Alicia, and above all, really good reinforcements.
What a great TVP this is becoming. Alicia is showing some incredible resilience. Demuslim's taken a 4th base. I think Alicia knows about it.
The thing is just, Alicia has such good map vision. I really didn't expect that. With the early game that he had, normally, then the thing that you have to cut out the most are just units that cannot fight, because you need units to fight, but there are observers in absolutely fantastic positions.
Yeah, he sees
I'm not
everything.
sure if the Muslim is aware of it, and this makes your life so much easier as a Protoss player, because Alicia always buys those 3, 4, 5 additional seconds for himself to react against the drops or the run-bys.
Another little attack, the 3rd base. This will once again be pretty easily dealt with just Zealots. They have 1-1, and Kevin 2-2 is not far off.
This drop is pretty good, but there is a Colossus that's going to join in the mix. Next is taking a lot of damage, but once more, Alicia is going to defend. One of the medevacts did go down to Photon Overcharge. God, Alicia's playing some really good StarCraft.
And when 2-2 finishes up, Alicia's going to be able to take that big fight. He's going to be able to challenge Demuslim in a heads-up engagement. Demuslim still dropping, still being aggressive where he can be, but he's not finding those big openings. What a great game.
And that just mostly comes down to because it's too easy for Alicia to react to everything. It's still fantastic the way that he's doing it, and I'm absolutely blown away. But the Muslim is not looking actively for observers, and if you give your opponent this kind of map vision, there are 3 observers out, maybe even more. I think there are 4 observers. Yeah, there are 4 observers out on the map, and Alicia just sees everything in advance. Ooh, I think Alicia just used the Control F2 button, which is a very different.
It says, "Give me all my army."
Yeah, and that's exactly what it does. But that also means that he's going to give up all the map control, at least for now.
He's left a couple Templar behind, and at least in this main base, there's 1. 1 for a feedback or 2.
I'm very surprised that he pulled away all those observers, because I love the position they were having. The Muslim had didn't just have a window ban, he had an open door to hit, but Alicia was just... Alicia was the bouncer of that door, and he just said like, no, you're not coming in. The Muslim was like, the door is open, man, and Alicia said, no, no, no. Now suddenly we have a real game on our hands. The Muslim is still in a reasonable position. He was still
huge
ahead.
drop making his way toward the main.
I love that. Finally, he's dropping way more
what
than
is this
just...
Colossus doing? He's so confused.
This is so smart though by the Muslim, because this is not a drop that Photon Overcharge or a single High Templar can deal with. This is a massive drop. And sure, the Muslim is going to have a hard time. Ooh, the Muslim sacrificed a lot of bio over here. Kind of missed it while we were looking at the drop. But this drop is going to clean up so much in the main. And what are you going to do, Alicia?
Oh, that main's going to die. Nexus is going to fall. Robo goes down. Gateway's being picked off as well. And Alicia does not decide to counterattack. He is going to come back and defend. And this is exactly what the Muslim wanted.
Yep. This is the first real successful drop, and then we're also talking very, very successful. He's going to have to pick up a lot of units. There are a lot of stalkers over here, though, so a couple of these medevacs will fall, but the Muslim gets out 4 of them, and that's still a very good trade.
Behind a few units to mess with the AI. That's so well played.
He needs to stim in and find this forward base, but he's not aware of that yet. Alicia right now falling back to 150 supply, even losing the Cybercore, of course, losing a lot of gates.
No, Cybercore's there, but the gates and the Robo is what went down.
Oh, he already rebuilt the core just in case. I love that. Very smart.
But Alicia's position just got terrible. Like, he's done such a good job of sticking around.
Look at the Muslim now. He's all over the place. This is what we call the double Terran mode activated. I love when the Muslim starts playing like this. And this is the way that he loves to play StarCraft as well. He might not pay attention to all units, but he's so active with multiple groups on the map, and it is really hard.
Critical forges down here at the bottom of the main base. If the Muslim were to pick that off, that would be game ending. Instead, he's going to make his way to the natural.
Oh, you're right, though. If he would have picked those 2 up. He might still do it.
I don't think he realizes that they're down there.
He's going
to see it. And is he going to have time plus armor?
He's going to take the pylons first.
Oh, that's so smart. So smart by the Muslim. Unpowers him, realizes that the pylons are going to die faster, and he's going to get not just the forges, but also the Templar archives. And with no Twilight Council, that cannot be rebuilt. So
and now all that the Muslim should do is just go back and regroup, recollect his army. What he's doing right now is cool, but it's also risky because he's throwing away a lot of bio units right now, and he might still die to the counterattack. Because this is still a very powerful army by Alicia. And taking a look at the army supply as well, it's... Well, okay.
That's a huge Terran ball. And Alicia can't engage that. He's got to run away to
He doesn't
Muslim.
have storm anymore either. There's no storm.
Tightening the noose. He's going to chase this down. Archons are going to melt the... Ooh, too much stem on this bio. Uh-oh.
The Muslim is fine. He's taking trades that he knows he can take. Picked off both Colossus. He's going to make sure all the Zealots are gone. The Archons are going to fall. And despite playing a fantastic
game. Here come the
mid-game,
mules. Good game gets called. And the Muslim... That was a fantastic PvT. Alicia really just went punch for...